$29,458. That's what I spent in 2025 living full-time in my RV as a solo 60-plus female traveler. Now, before you click away thinking that's way too much or that's surprisingly low, let me tell you three things. First, one expense category cost me $4,951 alone, and I'll tell you exactly what went right and how you can duplicate it. Second, when I break this down to a per night cost, you're going to be shocked at how affordable this lifestyle actually is. And third, I'm going to show you every single dollar I spent so you can plan your own RV adventures with real numbers, not guesses. Hey there. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Nancy, and I've been living full-time in my RV for 3 years now. This is the most transparent expense breakdown you'll find on YouTube because I'm holding nothing back. And if you stick around to the very end, I'm giving you the exact budget tracker I use completely free, so you can track your own expenses like a pro. Now, before we dive into the numbers, I need to tell you something important. Your expenses will be uniquely yours. How I spend my money is going to be different than how you spend yours. And honestly, every year of RV life is different for me too. In fact, 2025 at $29,458 was wildly different than 2024 at $33,155. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. The amount you'll spend depends on several factors: how far and how fast you travel, what activities you choose to do, where you decide to stay, the type and age of your RV, and whether you're handy with repairs or not. I'm getting better at maintenance myself, which I'll talk more about when we get to the repairs section. And trust me, you're going to want to hear about that because I learned some expensive lessons this year. But first, let me tell you what I am not including in today's numbers. These are my monthly and yearly operating costs. I'm not including the initial startup costs like buying my RV or my Thousand Trails membership buy-in. If you want to know about those costs, I'll link those videos in the description below. Today is purely about what it costs me month to month and year to year to maintain this lifestyle. So let me show you my actual expense numbers for 2025, broken down into categories so you can see exactly where every dollar went. Let's start with the fun stuff. Entertainment. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know I have a serious love affair with theme parks. I mean, who says being over 60 means you can't enjoy a good roller coaster, right? I spend my winters in Florida, and yes, I take full advantage of it. But theme parks weren't my only entertainment expenses this year. And when you see what else I spent money on, you might get some ideas for your own travels. This category includes my theme park visits, boat rides, museums, state park entry fees, and other outdoor activities. The big one, restaurants. Some people include eating out in their food or grocery category, but for me, when I'm eating out, it's more of an entertainment factor, whether it's finding unique food while I'm traveling or going out with friends. It's fun and entertaining. My 2025 entertainment total, $3,812. That breaks down to $318 a month. FYI. The restaurant part of that, because I know you want to know, was $2,570 or about $214 a month. About 2/3 of my entertainment total. Now, I know some of you are thinking that's a lot, and some of you are thinking that's not enough fun. Here's the thing. This is a category where you have complete control. Want to spend less? Skip the theme parks and restaurants and enjoy free hiking, beach days, and cooking in. Want to spend more? Add in concerts, festivals, or special tours. The beauty of RV life is that you're already saving money by bringing your home with you, so you can often afford to splurge a little on experiences. And isn't that what life is about? But speaking of bringing your home with you, let's talk about what it actually costs to feed yourself on the road, because this number might surprise you compared to sticks and bricks living. Next up, everyday expenses. That's groceries and laundry. And let's talk groceries first. Total spent on groceries in 2025, $3,325, with a monthly average of $277. That comes out to less than $10 a day per food. And I think I eat pretty well. Not necessarily organic or gluten-free, but I do get a lot of farm fresh food as I travel. Not bad, right? And this does not include dog food, but it may include items like paper towels, toilet paper, and basic cleaning supplies. Here's my advice if you're planning your own RV journey and you're not sure what to budget. Start with what you're spending right now on groceries at home. Your food costs aren't going to magically change just because you're in an RV. You still have to eat. I do a mix of cooking in my RV, meal prepping for travel days, and eating out occasionally, and sometimes cooking over a campfire, which, by the way, is not only fun, but it can save you money on propane. Win win. Now let's talk about laundry because this is where having RV friends pays off in unexpected ways. Laundry expenses for 2025, $164 or $14 a month. Yes, you heard that right. Some months I spent absolutely nothing on laundry because I had wonderful friends or family members who let me use their machines. Never underestimate the value of your RV community and staying connected with friends and family along your route. For the months I did pay, I used laundromats, which typically cost me $6 per load for washing and drying. I've gotten strategic about it. I wait until I have full loads, use my onboard spin washer for smaller loads, and I try and time it for when I'm near friends or family if possible. All right. Now let's talk about something that gets more important as we get older. Healthcare costs on the road. This is a category you cannot skip in your planning, especially if you're over 60 like me. It includes doctor visits, dentist appointments, prescriptions, and any out-of-pocket medical costs not covered by insurance. 2025 was interesting because I made a specific decision about my health that actually affected my entire year's travel plans. And this is something you need to think about when you're planning your RV life. Early on in 2025, I decided to focus on my health and travel more locally. While I'm not going to share exactly what I spent, I did have cataract surgery on one eye and some dental work done. There were several reasons I made this decision, and I talk about them in one or two of my videos from last year if you want to know more. But it was a good decision for me at the time. One of the benefits of RV life is that you can actually position yourself near better healthcare if you need to. I can choose to spend time in areas with excellent medical facilities, specialists I trust, or even near family members who can help support me if I need it. But you need to plan for this. You need to know where your doctors are, how you'll get prescriptions refilled on the road, and what your insurance covers in different states. And speaking of planning ahead, let's talk about the biggest monthly expense for most RVers. And no, it's not what you think. My biggest category is home, or as I like to call it, where I park my house. And it came in at $4,951 for the year. Here is the full budget sheet I use. As you can see, that number is real, and it's the combination of supplies, basic maintenance like light bulbs, improvements, my storage unit, as well as my actual campground costs. And I broke the camping portion of this into two parts, my Thousand Trails membership and my other camping fees. My Thousand Trails annual membership is $1,696 a year, with the monthly cost of $141.33. Thousand Trails is a membership campground system I bought into 3 years ago, and I pay an annual fee. For me, it's absolutely worth it because I can stay at their parks across the country and it gives me a home base wherever I go. Thousand Trails has changed their initial buy-in and programs, which is great because the initial outlay of money doesn't hurt as much and you can save money on your campground costs. It's the only reason I can afford to live this lifestyle. If you want to know more about Thousand Trails and if it might work for you, I'll leave a link to my updated 2026 blog post explaining the different memberships with list prices in the description below. But here's the thing about Thousand Trails. It doesn't cover everywhere I want to go. And in a few locations, like the Florida Keys, there may be an additional charge of $20 a night to stay. And that's where other camping costs come in. Although, how else could I stay in the Florida Keys for $20 a night? My other camping fees for 2025 were $1,501, averaging $125 a month. These were the times where I chose not to stay at a Thousand Trails Park because friends were camping somewhere else, or I was in an area where there simply weren't any Thousand Trails or Encore parks nearby. Total camping costs $3,197 with a $266 a month average. Now, here's a number that's going to blow your mind. Stick with me on this math. If I take that monthly average of $266 and divide it by 30 days in a month, my average cost per night of camping in 2025 was just $8.88 a night. Let me say that again. $8.88 per night. Try finding a hotel room for that. And I'm not in a hotel room. I'm in my own home, in my own bed, with my own kitchen, and often an incredible view. This is one of the biggest financial benefits of RV life that people don't realize until they do the math. In my total 2025 budget of $29,458, I did include the cost of my storage unit. While I didn't get a storage unit when I first sold my house, I have found that being able to keep some items in a small storage unit helps me to keep the weight down in the RV while I'm traveling. Right now, I'm still deciding what to bring with me and what to leave behind as I travel in 2026. And I'll share that thought process with you in a future video. But before you think RV life is all sunshine and cheap camping, let me tell you about insurance costs. Because this is where being a full-timer is different from being a weekend warrior. Full-time RV insurance, not part-time, and this is not optional, people. If you're planning to go full-time, you need to understand that full-time RV insurance is different and more expensive than part-time RV insurance. Not having full-time insurance when you're really full-time will prove disastrous if you were to have an accident or other insurance event. And yes, your insurance company will find out. Total insurance costs for 2025, $3,337 for a monthly cost of $278. Yes, I included my roadside assistance in this category for both my RV and my Jeep because yes, they are different, and trust me, you need it. When you're living on the road full time, breaking down isn't just an inconvenience, it's a potential crisis. Roadside assistance is not where you want to cut corners, including how far they will cover that towing for you if necessary. Now, let me break down other insurance items that are not included in that number, but that I do leave space for in the RV budget planner because they're important, personal, and uniquely yours. Health insurance costs, any supplemental insurance, and life insurance. Now, some of you are traveling with furry friends like me, so let me tell you what it costs me to have pets on the road. Total pet expenses for 2025, $1,988 for a monthly average of $166. This includes pet food, grooming, vet visits, and toys for 2 small dogs, and any pet fees at campgrounds. Yes, some places charge extra for pets. If you're planning to RV with pets, factor this in. And remember that vet care on the road can sometimes be more expensive because you might need emergency services instead of your regular vet. But honestly, having my little guys with me makes this lifestyle so much better. The companionship, the security, the joy is totally worth it. All right, let's talk about what gets you from place to place. And this category might be the most variable depending on your travel style. Transportation. This is a big one, and it's going to vary wildly depending on how much you move around. Total fuel costs for 2025 were $2,890 for a monthly average of $241 for both my RV and my Jeep. I only drove about 10,000 miles this year, down to the Keys, up to Kentucky, over to Pennsylvania, and back to Florida. That includes fuel for both my RV and my Jeep. I stayed closer to my home base in Orlando, Florida, to help offset the medical bills I racked up early in 2025, and I still stayed within my budget. RV living makes it easier to find ways to stay within your budget and still travel and have fun. Now, let me tell you why having a tow vehicle changed everything for me. My first year of RV life, I didn't have a Jeep or any other tow vehicle, and it was rough. Here's why. I had to drive my 27-foot RV everywhere. The grocery store, activities, parks, visiting friends, everywhere. Do you know how stressful it is to Google Map every single destination to make sure you can fit a 27-foot RV in the parking lot? I get about 9 miles per gallon on my RV and 32 miles per gallon on my Jeep. Having that Jeep means I can set up camp and then explore the area without burning through expensive diesel or gas in my RV. If you're deciding whether to invest in a tow vehicle, I'm here to tell you it's worth it. It's not just the fuel costs, but for your sanity and freedom. Now we're about to talk about that category that can make or break your RV budget. Stay with me because what I'm about to share could save you thousands and prepare you financially to help you get not caught unawares. Repairs and maintenance. Let me be brutally honest with you. There is no way to avoid repairs. Just like in a regular house, things break. But unlike a regular house, your RV is going down bumpy roads, experiencing extreme temperature changes, and dealing with constant wear and tear. It's not if you'll have repairs, it's when and how much. And in 2025, let me tell you, I got a bit of a break. Total repairs and maintenance for 2025 were $2,244 with a monthly average of $185. Yes. Let me say that again, $2,244. That includes oil changes for both my diesel RV and my Jeep, and a few things that popped up unexpectedly, like needing a new alternator in the middle of Yeehaw Junction, Florida. Because I had so much work done in the RV in 2024, $6,655 worth, and I knew I would have a lot of maintenance in 2026, I had budgeted only $250 a month for repairs. As you can see, I was actually pretty close, amazingly. FYI, I've already spent well over that amount in 2026, and yes, it's only January, which I'll share more about in a future video. And this brings me to the most important piece of advice I can give you about RV life. Are you listening? This is critical. You must have an emergency fund or an emergency credit card with nothing on it for unexpected repairs and situations. Just remember, an empty emergency credit card still needs to be paid back. But I prefer using an emergency credit card and paying it off at the end of the month, so I don't have to worry about carrying cash or draining a specific account. But however you do it, you need access to emergency money. I recommend at least $10,000 as an emergency fund, whether it's for repairs, hotel rooms if your RV is undrivable, Airbnbs, towing costs, whatever. You need that cushion. Leaving your home to go full time in an RV without an emergency fund would terrify me because you just never know what's going to happen. Now, I'm learning to do more maintenance and repairs myself, which is helping. The more experience I gain, the more my confidence grows. YouTube is an incredible resource for learning RV repairs, but some things you just need to take it to a professional. Okay, we're almost done with the numbers. Just one more category, and then I'm going to take that grand total and break it down and show you what it all means. The last category is utilities. This includes my phone, internet, electricity costs at campgrounds, propane, and water. My total utilities for 2025 were $3,833 for a monthly average of $319. Let me break down what's in here. My cell phone, internet mobile hotspots, the two apps I use for travel, RV Road Trippers for trip planning and RV-friendly GPS with Campendium, and RV Overnights to find those fun overnight stops I enjoy so much. Electricity was zero. The campgrounds I stayed in this year included this. My propane, $90, just used for heating hot water for dishes and showers. Water, also zero and included in my camping fees this year. Internet is essential for me because I work remotely, I run this YouTube channel, and I stay connected with family. If you're planning to work from the road, you need a solid internet plan. In 2026, I'm adding in Starlink. Although I haven't had to use it much yet, I know it will be crucial as I go out west and into national parks and give me the peace of mind of always being connected. Propane costs vary depending on how much cooking you do, whether you use it for heat, which I don't, and how often you're dry camping versus plugged in at a campground. All right, you've been patient through all these categories. Let's talk about what all these numbers really mean for RV life. Personally, I was pretty pleased with myself this year. Did I stay within my budget? Well, yes and no. For these basic expenses, absolutely. And my total also includes improvements I made in the RV, like adding a spare tire carrier to the back, new rugs for the RV, and maintenance items like coco coir for my composting toilet and new water filters for the outside of my RV. But remember, I mentioned earlier the expenses you will have that are unique to you. For me, this year, I will call them gifts. I have yet to see an RV channel talk about gifts, but this year there were a lot of gifts. For one, I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. When I'm traveling, I may buy a book that we can read together on FaceTime, or a toy or a t-shirt that I send her from someplace I'm visiting. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it can add up. And my youngest daughter is getting married next month. Even though I didn't pay for everything, I still contributed to the bridal shower, wedding dress, and all of those things that go into planning and paying for a wedding. So, gifts. Just because you've moved into your RV full time doesn't mean these stop. And depending on where you and your family are in their life's journeys, it's definitely a line item. Now, before you make any judgments about whether this lifestyle is expensive or cheap, let me put this in perspective. When I was living in a traditional house, my expenses were a lot higher. Here's what I get now for $29,458: the freedom to wake up in a different place whenever I want, the ability to spend time near friends and family across the country, incredible experiences at theme parks, state parks, national parks, and beautiful locations, a simplified life with less stuff and less stress, the adventure of a lifetime in my 60s. Your expenses will vary based on where you decide to stay, how far and fast you travel, the activities you choose to do, and the type and age of your RV. Whether you have a payment on your RV or not. I own an older RV. I don't have any payments. And yes, that means I have repairs. But for me, I would rather have a paid off vehicle with no payments and possibly have to put a little more into repairs than make monthly payments. My goal was to keep this lifestyle debt free. Are there any trade offs? Absolutely. But here's what I get in return for those trade offs. And this is why I wouldn't change. I live in an older, smaller RV, just 27 feet, which is actually perfect for traveling. I've downsized everything I own to fit in 200 square feet, plus my storage unit, so I can travel lighter. But here's what I can do. I can choose city living or remote living. I can choose takeout food or cooking over a campfire under the stars. I can spend lots of time with friends and family, move out into the middle of nowhere, and spend time alone with nature. The choice is mine. And my question is, why can't I have it all? Because honestly, with RV life, I pretty much can. So I promised you something at the beginning of this video, and I'm about to deliver on that promise. I mentioned at the start that I have a free downloadable budget tracker for you, and I'm going to show you how to get it in just a second. But first, I want to know, are you considering full-time RV life? Are you already out here living the dream? What were your expenses this year? What is the most surprising thing you saw about my expenses in 2025? Drop a comment below and let me know. I love connecting with fellow RVers and hearing about your experiences. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people who are considering this RV lifestyle. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I share everything from budget breakdowns like this to RV maintenance tips, travel guides, and the reality of solo female RV life over 60. Trust me, you don't want to miss what I have planned in 2026, including more boondocking to keep my camping costs down when there aren't any Thousand Trails campgrounds near where I'm going. Now, to get your free budget tracker, go to my website, makingmyownlane.com, and click on RV Budget Worksheet. I'll also leave a link in the description for you. Once you get it, make a copy for yourself and start filling in your own unique numbers. If there's a line item or category that does not apply to you, leave it blank. This tracker has helped me stay accountable and watch my expenses year after year, as well as plan for future expenses like the maintenance I knew I would have to do in 2026. And it's customizable so you can make it work for your unique situation. Remember, if you're looking to start your own RV journey and aren't sure where to start, take what you spend on your current monthly expenses like food, medical care and insurance, and estimate on the rest. Use my numbers as a guideline until you figure out your own spending patterns. If you're not spending money on traditional items like a mortgage or rent, some expenses will go away. But as you saw today, many just follow you on down the road. Here's the truth. RV life isn't for everyone. It takes planning, budgeting, flexibility, and a sense of adventure. But if you're ready for it, if you've been dreaming about it, if that little voice inside keeps saying, "What if?" I'm here to tell you it's possible. I'm living proof that you can do this at 60 plus as a solo female on a realistic budget. Thanks so much for watching. Safe travels, happy camping, and I'll see you in the next video.